What up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Alright, this is what we're doing today for the Mustang. It's called a BMR Camber Lockout kit. So what it does is make them straight a little bit more, because so far the inside of my tire is going bald. Hopefully this helps it out a little bit more. I've seen a couple videos on YouTube and they're all 11 minutes long and they don't really tell you how to do it. Apparently they got instructions and we didn't get any. So we're gonna learn as we go, right, Christian?
Yo.
Yo.
Yep. We're gonna learn. We're gonna get it today, boy.
All right, so now that we got the tires off, I'm gonna show y'all where it's gonna go. All right, so basically what you're gonna wanna do is there's a bolt in there. I don't know if you can see it. There's gonna be a bolt right there. There's a 15.
So this one right here, it's the same. It's gonna mirror from the front to the back. It's gonna mirror. The nut on this side is gonna be an 18 millimeter nut. And as you can see right there, that's 18 millimeter. That's 18 right there. And then I got a 15 right here. That's gonna fit on the opposite side. That's the bolt itself. The bolt itself is gonna be a 15, and as you can see, that fits right there.
So now you just get to work, and yeah, so where the nut's gonna be back here, and the bolt is on the opposite side. Like Christian said, it's just like the front right here, it's just gonna be mirrored.
Get that bolt, get that nut that you took off of there, thread it on there a little bit so you don't mushroom that head right there, like that, and then hit the hell out of it. So best thing to do, you get your 15 millimeter, put it on this side, make sure you got it on loosen. Then I got a richeting ratchet, but you can get a regular ratchet, do the same thing. Put that side on tighten, and you kind of just hold this one, hold the rat like where my wrench is, hold it tight, wrench away until you pull the bolt off, and that's how you get it out of that control arm.
And if it doesn't want to come off at the very last second, you could
bang it with a hammer.
Hammer, yeah.
I like to use a orange hammer with a little bit of weight in it. You can see this thing's been through the rig. You know, it's been beaten a multitude of times, but this thing save your life.
All right, so now you move to the back.
So with this one, same thing as the front one. It's gonna be the same thing, but instead you want to pull out the front one first all the way through. Make sure you get the whole bolt and nut out. And with that back one, if you just kind of wiggle this one up and down a little bit, you'll be able to push this one out with your fingers. If you're not a pussy, you can just get it like this. You can grab that bolt and you can just yank it out, and then boom, you got the whole control arm out. Like right there, you're gonna see this little piece. This is the front part of it. That's where that front bolt's gonna stick out. That's where the front of the control arm is gonna stick out. So once you get this one completely out, it's gonna look like a big piece. So you'll get that to stick out right there, right? Then once you get that fully out, it'll go up and down only. Then you're gonna go to the very back, which is like right above this CV axle. It's gonna be like kind of back here. It's kind of hard to see. Where my hand's touching, there's a little mount right there. That's where the lower control arm sits. Right, the upper control arm, I guess. That's where that sits right there, back there. That sits right there. Once you get it out from the front, right here, once you get it out right here, you can be able to wiggle it up and down, and then back there, where you can get it, you'll be able to just push that bolt out. And you'll be able to take off the nut completely and push that bolt straight out.
And I'm assuming that's the same thing to the other side.
Same thing as the other side. Okay, so this side might be a little bit harder, especially for y'all S550 guys. There's a fuel neck right there that goes up there to the fuel cap, obviously. So that's your fuel neck. So this side will be harder. So you're gonna have your regular ratchet with the 15 on it. It's all reverse. Have it back there. It's gonna be on the bolt back there. And it'd be best to have a ratcheting wrench. And you're gonna go upwards with it. And you're just gonna break that loose until you can get off that nut. It'll be the same thing for the front.
This was overly complicated, but this side pretty much in. But basically you'll just line it up right there at the bottom. with this, let me see. There's gonna be a hole, let's see, which looks like that. And it lines up with the hole that's on the frame. And those holes right there, it has the little grooves right there so it can lock in place. I believe what we're gonna do is put it in this one so we can get rid of that camber as much as we can. But if you look at the one on the driver's side, it's stupid. I don't know why they did this, but it has that little piece of metal sticking out right here, and it's not letting us put the kit in. So I think we might have to either bend it in or just straight up cut it off. But I don't know how we're gonna cut it off. All right, man. That was the worst installation thing we've ever done at my house for my car so far. We started at what time? I don't even know. There was still sun outside.
It's 10 o'clock right now.
It's 10 o'clock. I think we started around 8.
You're like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
This side gave us hell, man. I don't know why Ford put this little bracket piece right there. I had to bend it out, pull out some little plastic tabs that were up here for the gas lines, and then put them back in. There's not much room for the bolt that sits up here for us to put it back in. What we had to do was use this 18mm wrench.
I had it obviously on the tightening side, so it was like this. So that's tightening going that way. And what we did was we went in between the diff, like from behind where the exhaust is. So I went in between the exhaust and the diff, put it in there, slid it in there, and had to tighten it like that. And you can't even get a ratchet in there. It's unbelievable.
So for sure you have to be laying on the ground.
Or if you got a lift.
Or if you got a lift, yeah, you could do it standing up, but we don't have a lift. So the other side was 100% easier. We'll show you real quick.
So this side, 10 times easier. You can kind of see it in there. Oh, sorry. Already? So there's that red bracket in there. Way easier to do. There's a lot more room. So it's the same, pretty much the same way as that bolt on the other side, except this side you can get with a ratchet. Now this side, you get it with the 18mm as well. Put it at a flex, kind of like this. You know, put it in there like that, and I tightened the living hell out of it. But I tightened it, but you have to get it at an angle kind of like this. A flex head ratchet would be the best. If you have like a flex head ratcheting wrench, that would be even better probably. But definitely have to have a flex head to get in there, to get in that angle and actually get to it properly. There's no way to get at it at a flat angle. You gotta get it from a different type of angle, and it's a pain.
All right, so basically now you just have to put everything back together. Put the control arm, put the bolts and screws in there. Make sure that you put them in the closest setting to the car so the tire can be in like that. That was horrible, man. We barely got done with one side. Whoever said that easy, your mama's a liar, you a and your daddy's.
I hate my life.
Alright, families, we got done with this. Surprisingly, the driver's side was way easier for us. Surprisingly. So after you get that kit on and you use BMR's camber bolts, what you're gonna want to use is you're gonna want to use extensions on extensions on extensions.
Oh God, you're gonna want to use an 18mm. Either you're gonna use both 18mm socket and an 18mm wrench. Ratcheting wrench would probably be easier for you. You're gonna need an H10 or a hex key. That's also they're the same thing. You're gonna need extensions. You're gonna need ratchets. I recommend a ratchet with the flex head so that you could have more flexibility when you're doing certain things, especially at angles. Really recommend it. You need a 15mm socket to get to most of everything that we have on this kit.
How long did that take us, bro?
Andy picked me up at like 7:30 or like 7 o'clock, and it's now 1:30, and that was both of us, and that sucked. But we got it done.
It's already late. Hair's all crazy and stuff. But hopefully everything came out good. If not, it's gonna stay like that, or I'll just take it to a shop and they can fix it for me. But BMR, you didn't send me a instruction sheet or anything, so we had to Google everything or just say this ball out. But I guess we're gonna see if it worked or not. All right, so I completely forgot about the car and recording like an outro or whatever. But I'm gonna record and see if it even made a difference. I mean, it literally doesn't look any different. I don't think it was worth the money or the labor. Till next time, peace.